All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Table Talk. 2 episodes in one day, which is not usually gonna happen, but it's gonna happen for today's sake. So the NFL weekend just wrapped up. You guys already know that's something to talk about. The Cardinals have lost again. The Steelers have gotten back to winning, so no rant this week from me, luckily. But we will be talking about his team and a certain player who we think could be heating up the MVP race. Him against Patrick Mahomes. The Jaguars have secured the number one pick. Jets beat the Browns, sadly. Well, not sadly. First, as a Steelers fan, I can't get a bigger laugh. And then the Cardinals suck.
They sold their soul.
They caught that Hail Mary, and they've lost every bit of confidence they had left. So let's start with the Jaguars getting the number one pick. Trevor Lawerence is headed to Jacksonville. You can clearly say that.
Sunshine is headed to the Sunshine State.
My problem with the whole thing is, what were the Jets thinking? Is it that I get it. No one tanks on purpose. Well, actually, people do tank on purpose. But yeah, what were the Jets thinking? What were they thinking? There's a reason they haven't fired Adam Gase. Come on.
Facts. Yeah.
Coaches have gotten fired in the middle of the season. Dan Quinn. It's happened. So why would the Jets not fire Adam Gase, and then they win 2 straight games against good teams, by the way, not bad teams, good teams. They beat a 9-5 Los Angeles team, and they beat a Cleveland team who's been one of the hotter teams in the league. And not even just beat them, they kind of it was a dominating game. Why would you do that?
To answer your question, I don't know. It makes 0 sense.
Because we had a comment on the last video. A guy said, he said Trevor Lawerence is the best quarterback prospect of all time. And I was going to disagree with it. I was going to say, well, I don't think so. But to be honest, he was spitting facts. There was no lies detected. Because I even looked it up. I was trying to think. There has to be somebody better. And I was like, at this point,
you would think your first thought would probably be like Tom Brady. But you got to think he was selected in the 6th round.
6th round pick.
And then you'd be like, oh, Peyton Manning. But people thought Ryan Leaf was better than him.
Mm-hmm. What I'm saying? And then isn't Trevor Lawrence the highest quarterback recruit of all time?
Yeah, I think so. And he has the state of Georgia record for passing yards.
He's
and
that guy.
You could put him in Peyton Manning's shoes, but I mean, there's nobody in this draft where you're like, this guy is going to make a better impact on his team immediately than Trevor Lawrence.
Because I was going to say Peyton Manning, but I was like, I think Trevor
people
Lawrence
thought people thought Ryan Leaf was better.
Yeah. And then there was even like a saying about Joe Burrow, but the thing about Joe Burrow is he had 1 season of hype. Trevor Lawrence has had about 5 years now. You know what I'm saying? This guy was in high school. People were talking about him being the number 1 pick.
Exactly.
So this is huge for him.
But
and he's headed to Jacksonville.
Back on the Jets, I don't know what they're doing. I mean, you're tanking, and then you're. I wouldn't even try. I don't even know if they're even trying to win. I mean, who knows? Who knows if they've even been trying the whole season at this point? Because it's just
that's another thing. Like, were they actually trying? Because
exactly.
How do you?
Because they come out here and beat these 2 good teams, and then you're like, well, you were just losing every game.
You're like, are we actually bad? Maybe they want Zach Wilson. Maybe they don't even need the 1st overall pick. They want Zach Wilson.
Who knows? Maybe they want Penei Sewell.
Oh God.
Who knows?
Imagine.
Anyways, yeah, Jaguars. I think Trevor Lawerence can ride in Jacksonville.
He is gonna ride in Jacksonville.
I think
Laviska Shenault, DJ Chark, James Robinson running back. Oh, bro, they need an offensive line.
So they need
an offensive line, and they got to start rebuilding that defense how it was in 2017.
Yeah,
they've already started. They got CJ Henderson.
Allen.
Yep, Josh Allen. They've got some dangers. They've just got.
There's one thing about Jaguars. They can draft some defense.
They can draft defense very well.
I don't know what it is. It's like I just had a team in my head about something. Mm-hmm. It's like I forget. Who cares? It'll come back to my head.
A team that drafts good DBs.
No, like just a team that drafts like a certain side very good. And I just forget. Like it just went out of my head.
Maybe you're thinking the Chargers because they do great when they come.
Oh yeah, Chargers. I mean, they can draft somebody in the 5th round that's a cornerback. That man's going to be. He's Desmond King. Desmond King. Oh my goodness!
I remember I said, look, this guy should be on Steelers draft boards. They was like, come on, man, that guy can go. That's a 3rd round pick. This man went 6th round and was a beast. I saw that. I knew this man was going to be a threat.
Desmond King.
I'll never forget that, man. I could have been the GM that year, and I could have picked straight bangers.
Bangers on top of bangers.
Jaguars making the playoffs next season.
Think so?
Yes. Trevor Lawerence, or should we say sunshine? Sunshine is going to bring sunshine. Well, I mean, there's already sunshine in Jacksonville, but he's going to bring sunshine. No showers coming to Jacksonville. To the organization. Jaguars fans, it's not going to last too much longer.
Your days of pain are over.
The days of pain are over. I guarantee it. Trevor Lawerence is coming to town.
Look, y'all went from drafting Blake Bortles at number 3 to drafting Trevor Lawerence at number 1. Come on, man.
Y'all just drafted the next Peyton Manning. Truly built different, man.
Imagine they draft something random. Imagine they blow this pick. That'd be so funny.
There's no way. There's no way.
That'd be hilarious.
They don't have a quarterback. They have Gardner. They're probably gonna trade him now. He's probably trade bait. But there's no way you pick somebody other than Trevor Lawerence. They haven't even starting him. No. It's still my point. There's no way you draft somebody other than Trevor Lawerence with the 1st overall pick. Possibly the best quarterback prospect of all time. Yeah. Potentially he is the best quarterback prospect of all time. All right, so we got what's the next topic? Okay, so the Packers, your team, they just dominated. And when I say dominated, they just destroyed the Titans. So the Packers are in that mood. They're in that mood where it's like towards the end of the season.
We ready to run the NFC all the way up to the NFC Championship game and then get blown out like we usually do. Come on now, baby.
Okay, but you got to think, who's that team that's doing that? Because honestly, right now on y'all's level, I'm only seeing Seattle. I think right now, the Packers, they have reclaimed that best team in the NFC. Because earlier in the season, I was telling you, and it became the Seahawks, and the Seahawks have skidded recently. So now I'm like,
I got faith in the Packers making it to the Super Bowl. I really do. But I mean, I ain't gonna get my hopes up. I mean, even if we make it to the Super Bowl, we playing the dynasty. That's all I'm gonna say. The dynasty. Y'all can guess what team that is.
Kansas City Chiefs. Come on.
But I mean, let's talk about the 2 players on these 2 teams: the dynasty and the Green Bay Packers.
And that was the whole point
quarterback
of this
position.
Because obviously the MVP is one of these players.
We got Patrick Mahomes in one corner,
right?
And Aaron Rodgers in the other corner.
We got Patrick, future GOAT Mahomes, versus Aaron AR12 discount double check Super Bowl. I don't know what Super Bowl it was, but he's a Super Bowl champion. Both quarterbacks are Super Bowl champions. One's gonna win MVP this season.
Yeah, I'm personally, it's not being biased. I'm giving it to Rodgers. He has the better stats.
Yeah, last week
his team's on top of his conference.
It's the same way in the AFC.
But I mean, yeah, but like
you kind of said that like it was.
His team is not like
special here.
No, I'm saying his stats are better, and both the teams are in the exact same position. So you gotta look at stats.
Right. Aaron Rodgers is a beast, man.
Yeah, he always has been. I mean, you can.
And I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Like a week ago, I told you it was Patrick Mahomes. I was like, I don't even know why Aaron Rodgers is being considered. But obviously, after today's game, 4 touchdowns, he didn't even really have to throw the ball, man. He was just AJ Dillon was not even 200 passing yards, man. You know what I'm saying?
I told you AJ Dillon was a beast. He was eating today.
Hey, look, this ain't about AJ Dillon. This is about
I'm just saying his overall team win today.
Discount double check AR12 Rodgers. Okay, 8th in the league in passing yards, 40 touchdowns, just 4 interceptions. Now here's the thing: Patrick Mahomes was MVP. I want to say he was MVP. Definitely. What's it called when everyone agrees?
Anonymous.
Unanimous.
Whatever.
He was the unanimous MVP about 3 weeks ago. I think it was that game against, I believe it was Denver, that really began to drift him away. Kind of like how Russell was the clear MVP at the beginning of the season, but he just slowly began to just fade away. His play just degraded. If you want to be MVP, you got to play at a high level all season, and Aaron Rodgers has done that. The only game I'm really, shrugging off is that game against Tampa Bay. But I think in the playoffs, he'll get another chance to run that back. But as this is a regular season award. Aaron Rodgers is that dude, man. 40 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Number 1 in the league in QBR. Come on, man.
Let me ask you this real quick. Seeing how both the players played today, Do you think that it locked it up for Rodgers?
I'm not gonna base it off today. Come on. But like I said,
but I mean, like, they only got one more game left.
We haven't seen, you know what I'm saying? Patrick Mahomes hasn't been that dominant Patrick Mahomes. And don't get me wrong, he's only thrown 5 picks this season, but he hasn't been MVP Pat in a while, and it's not okay. Well, hey, he just threw 300 yards here, or hey, he threw 300 yards, 3 touchdowns here. Like, we haven't seen that, that game-breaking Patrick Mahomes in a while, in about 3 weeks, since probably the Buccaneers game. To be honest, we haven't seen him just play a fully dominant game, possibly since the Buccaneers. When Tyreek Hill had like 230 receiving yards in the first quarter. But then the Broncos happened, the Dolphins happened. He threw those 2 picks in the first quarter. Then the Saints happened. And like I said, that Saints game wasn't a bad game. It just wasn't as dominant as we've been able to see from Patrick Mahomes. However, Aaron Rodgers has just dominated at a high level nonstop. He is yet to be stopped. They had that little skid, like I said, against the Buccaneers. But I think when you consider at such a high level that Aaron Rodgers has played at, you cannot discount that, pun intended. He's playing good. I like what I'm seeing from Aaron Rodgers. I think right now Aaron Rodgers is MVP. He's not he's not unanimous, but right now he's MVP. And there's a week left?
Yeah,
2 weeks left?
1
week left. MVP I think Aaron Rodgers got locked up.
And look, I do want to bring this up. It's sort of biased. I will admit it. It's sort of biased. So before y'all try to get on my heads in the comments, Aaron Rodgers against the Falcons,
right?
Played like the greatest quarterback to play this season. Patrick Mahomes.
After what Tom Brady did against Detroit in one half.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Hey, whoa. Okay, let's not forget the GOAT is still playing. Okay.
My bad. Okay.
The GOAT is still playing.
Okay. Look, I'll admit that. But I mean, Aaron Rodgers. I mean, it was like a top 10 performance this year.
Okay.
From a quarterback, and then Kansas City played. The Dynasty played the Falcons. And we seen, they didn't lose, but they weren't so hot.
I mean,
that's all I'm gonna say.
That's just really not a good comparison to me.
But I mean that's why I say it's sort of biased, and teams change week after week. You know what I'm saying? Like how the Jets have, I don't know where their change came from, but I'm telling you, like that junk flew in from.
And you got to consider, I don't know if the Falcons still had Dan Quinn then, so it's like a whole new team. You got to think some players weren't healthy there.
Yeah, that's why I say I can understand why people are saying it, why people would say it's biased. But I mean, that's our only really comparison on same teams I think that they've played. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I mean, off the top of my head, I don't really remember any teams that we played similar, except for the Buccaneers. I think you said they played the Buccaneers.
The Chiefs have played the Buccaneers, and then in that game, it'd be Patrick Mahomes. You know what I mean? So it's
exactly.
Like,
so I mean,
really
like it's
different days.
It's biased.
Different
teams change team changes every week. But I mean, at the end of the day, look at the stats. Rodgers has better stats. You look at the team's positions; both their teams are sort of in the same position. So I mean, at that point, some people like to base it off win-loss. Some people base it off stats. You gotta go off stats right here. And I think Rodgers.
Yeah, and you were just talking about the Falcons, which brings us to our next topic. The Falcons. I wanted to bring this topic up, and I haven't really told you much about this topic because I want this take to be fresh, and I want it to come fresh off the tongue, right? And I want this to be fresh to your ears. The Falcons next season will be back to the Falcons we saw in, 2016?
Yeah.
They will be back. And let me tell you why. They're going to get a coach that can coach this offseason because there's plenty of those guys that'll be looking for jobs
now,
who can coach.
I'm about to tell you right now. They need to
get them with an offensive head coach. The Falcons
I'm about to tell you a coach right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's a coach going around right now that's getting interviews from NFL teams.
Urban Meyer, he's not coming back. I'm not even going to entertain that.
You don't think he's coming
idea.
back?
No. He already said he didn't want to coach again.
It was legit. It was just a question.
You're right. I get it, but I'm not even going to entertain that. If it happens, it happens. But until then,
now obviously, but let's be honest. We already know the answer. Eric Bieniemy is the goal for the Falcons. I mean that guy.
He is the go-to. Eric Bieniemy is the guy. He's the guy.
He put them on top.
Whoever gets Eric is going to be lucky, and I think the Falcons got to reach out to him now.
This is probably going to be where our pack gets lit up in the comments.
Okay.
But I agree with you. And hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing the way Matt Ryan played today against the Dynasty.
Yep.
Showed his potential that he can still throw the ball.
And the Falcons are going to have a top pick.
The Falcons are going to have
let's not forget, they're 4-11. Possibly going to finish 4-12.
They're going to have like a top 5 pick.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, don't get me wrong. If I was the Falcons, I'd trade a couple of my late picks and, a couple players and slide up and draft the Heisman winner. But that's for another topic. I seen somebody say they're going to take Justin
Heisman
Fields.
winner.
Man, I already told you who's going to win the Heisman. Davante Smith. Come on, man.
You think
take
the
another
Falcons
receiver?
should take Davante Smith with their
not
first
with
pick?
not with a number 4. I said trade up.
Devonta
Trade
Smith
up
will be as good as Devonta Smith is. I don't think he's going to be a top 15 pick, bro.
You don't think so?
No, dude. Jalen Waddle, Jamar Chase. Like I said, man, these guys sit out 1 year and people just start sleeping, man.
Look, it's not me sleeping. It's just that, we just seen how dominant Devonta Smith can be.
But you got to consider they still have Julio and Ridley. And Ridley's a beast. Ridley's that guy. He put
Ridley's a beast.
Today.
Julio
is still the guy. Julio's Julio Jones.
And Russell Gage is not a bad third option.
He isn't a good one either. They got a good tight end too.
He's not horrible. He's like a very average player. But it's good to have an average player as your third option.
Right. It's not the offense for the Falcons, but at the same time, it's the defense. It's their defense.
The defense can't stay healthy.
They can't stay healthy, and their tackling is a bit ass. It's just that serious. But the offense isn't the problem, and I see a lot of people like Falcons fans. They complain about Matt Ryan a lot. Let me tell you something right now. As a Steelers fan,
ask you this.
I will take Matt Ryan off your hands right now. I would love to have Matt Ryan on the Steelers because he's better than Big Ben, but not today's second half Big Ben.
Let me slide you this. Let me slide you this question real quick. You're the Falcons, number 4. Okay, let's say number 1. Trevor Lawerence. Number 2, let's say they go Zach Wilson, number 2. Number 3, they're probably going to take, Penei Sewell, probably. He could slide at number 3, something like that. At number, I think it's 4 right now. I think they're projected to be the Falcons. Mm-hmm. Who are you taking? You're going to take that quarterback for the future? Are you going to take a defensive player?
It would be smart, but I think you got to go... You just got to go defense here. I'm the Falcons. You got to go defense here, or ET.
What about
they got Todd Gurley, so it's like they got to go defense.
What about what's his name? Penn State, Micah Parsons.
Yep, that's exactly who the Falcons need. Micah Parsons from Penn State.
He would,
one of the best tacklers in the nation. Hybrid linebacker, sideline to sideline. He's a beast.
This is how the Falcons could fix their defense right now.
Right.
Draft Micah Parsons.
Yep.
Late, like second and third round, draft you a good solid cornerback, like a slot corner, and then in free agency scoop you a starting corner.
J.C. Horn, he's gonna be a guy.
You got Grady Jarrett on the line holding it down.
Right.
You can draft like one more defensive lineman in late rounds that can just stop the run.
Jordan Davis.
And you're riding.
Jordan Davis.
Personally, in my opinion,
he's going under the radar as well.
The only problem with the Falcons is I think they have a bad cap space, and I could be completely wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure they have bad.
They got a lot of guys making big bucks on their team, and they gave Matt Ryan a crazy contract a couple years after.
You got Matt Ryan making money, Julio making money.
Yep.
Deion Jones making money.
Gonna have to pay Calvin Ridley soon.
Grady Jarrett making money.
Todd Gurley, don't forget.
Todd Gurley making money.
So.
But I mean, honestly, this Falcons future is bright.
The future for the Falcons is as bright as it gets. However, for the Cardinals, it's slacking a bit. The Cardinals started this year.
I wouldn't say the future, but I mean the season's looking a little slack.
Well, yeah, the season they put everything they had into catching that Hail Mary. They sold their soul for that Hail Mary. Like I just watched Wonder Woman, right? And you get to make a wish, but however, when you make a wish, something gets taken from you. So she made a wish to get her boyfriend back. So she was getting weaker from her powers made her weaker, right? Mm-hmm. For the Cardinals, they made a wish to catch this Hail Mary just to beat the Bills. Only. And
then they lose to the Seahawks.
Only to go 2-4. Team. Only to go 2-4 in their next 6 games.
Possibly.
And including losing 3 straight.
possibly 2-5. They played the same team twice.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. It's not looking hot for them. Not at all.
Where do we start when we say what has gone wrong with this Cardinals team? Because honestly I don't think it's really.
I'm looking at their schedule right now.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at their regular season schedule.
Right.
It has a category for the highest passing yards for the player, which is obviously going to be Kyler Murray. He's their highest he should be. I mean, and then highest receiving yards. It's Hopkins, Christian Kirk's in there, Fitzgerald's in there one time. But running back, me looking at this, only twice has a running back passed 100 yards. Kenyon Drake, he passed it. He did it against Dallas with 164, and Buffalo he ran for even 100. The only other player to pass 100 yards is Kyler Murray. He did it one time. So, I mean, it's kind of obvious for their offense. They need to get this run game going.
Well, let me tell you right now, I'm not even worried about their run game because I'm going to tell you this right now. I think the Steelers have yet to have a player rush for 100 yards. And I'm going to tell you right now, our top rusher doesn't have 919 rushing yards. So I'm not even putting any blame on Kenyon Drake. You also got to consider the Cardinals have probably become more of a... I'm not putting a blame on
Kenyon Drake.
They've probably become more of a pass-first team. So Kenyon Drake's probably getting the little share-offs. Because how many carries does Derrick Henry have? How many carries does Nick Chubb have?
I have no idea.
So it's like Kenyon Drake. They're probably high up there. They're probably up in the 300s. He's only at 229. So I'm not even going to look. Their running game, he's doing perfect for I feel like what his role is. Maybe you got to start thinking about the play calling, the clock management. You got to start putting this on the coach because it's not the players because they're clearly performing.
This was my point whenever I'm saying that their rushing game isn't as good as it could be.
Mm-hmm.
The big point we made with the Alabama-Florida game. Alabama has a rush game and a pass game. Florida does not have a rush game. You know what I'm saying?
That didn't stop Florida from scoring, though. I'm just trying to tell you, as a Steelers fan, I'm just trying to tell you, as a Steelers fan, what I'm seeing from this guy, stat-wise, even just stat-wise, is just way better than what we're doing in Pittsburgh. Because what we're doing in Pittsburgh is absolutely pathetic. I think we're averaging under 2 yards per carry, and that's not even a joke. That's not a joke. Our top rusher has about 300 rushing yards, and I could look that up. So I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not even worried about this running game. I think at this point, you got to start blaming the coaching. What is Cliff Kingsbury doing? Everybody was calling him this guy at the beginning of the season. As time has passed, what is he doing? What's going on? Because it seems like you were ready at first, and now you're not ready. You went bar for bar, toe-to-toe with the Seahawks. You play them again, you lose. Still was a close game. You get a good win against the Bills that you could have lost. This team, this doesn't look like they want to make the playoffs. As a matter of fact, I don't think they are going to make the playoffs.
Let's be honest here. They should honestly be, 1, 2, 3. They should be 11-4 right now. They lost to the Detroit Lions by 3. They obviously should have won that game.
They lost to the Panthers.
They lost to the Panthers by 10. I didn't even count that. They lost to the Dolphins by 3. Those are both winnable games, and they lost to New England by 3. That's a winnable game.
And then the Bills game. They should have won that game.
And the thing is that they did win the Bills.
Oh yeah, I'm trolling. Honestly, that could have been a loss though. So you say 11-4, you got to add a loss because to be honest, that Bills game, that's a Hail Mary.
So we'll say 10-5. 10-5. We'll say 10-5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think after this Bills game, obviously Cliff Kingsbury being the coach he is, he has a college offense.
Okay. I
think teams are starting to realize that. And
it ain't. It ain't as bad as the Steelers' offense.
It's not as bad.
The Steelers have a kitty two-hand touch flag football offense.
It's not as bad, but when you're losing games by one possession,
right?
Obviously you got to blame defense. Defense has to catch some blame for this. You know what I'm saying? It's not all offense, but you do got to, like you said, you got to start looking at play calling, the offensive and defensive side. And obviously it's going to all stem from Cliff Kingsbury. He's the head coach.
Yep, he's also calling plays on the offense. He's got to hire somebody this offseason that can call the plays. Maybe calling the offensive plays isn't his thing. But you got to forget. Don't forget this guy got fired in college. He got fired and somehow moved and hired in the NFL. Come on, don't ignore that. He's a young guy.
Yeah, I know I'm making a lot of college comparisons for the pros, but like Florida, everybody's blaming Todd Grantham for the defensive woes and all that. But now, as you see, Todd Grantham's not getting fired, so Dan Mullen's catching blame.
So now you got to blame Dan Mullen. Same thing in Pittsburgh.
Now
Randy Fichtner has been terrible for 2 seasons. Yeah, they got it. Cliff's got to hire somebody who can handle that weight for him, because I don't think right now play calling is his thing.
I mean,
I don't think it
Bill
will
O'Brien.
be his thing.
Bill O'Brien tried it. Didn't work out.
Oh my God! Don't even remind me he exists. I don't care that he got fired. I don't even.
You think he's gonna go to college? You think he's gonna go to college? Bill O'Brien.
Bill O'Brien needs to spend about a season or two at home.
He needs to sit back and watch the other coaches. He needs to learn.
Yeah, he needs to learn. Matter of fact, just go ahead and do what Rex did. Just go ahead and hop on TV, man. Just do it.
Do it. Do it, Andy Reid. Like, pull an Andy Reid. Sign that man and put him on the bench for a year. Let him learn. Let him learn.
Yeah, let him learn behind a good coach.
Oh my!
Be a backup for a bit. Jesus, man. Cardinals 8-7, third in the NFC West. Bad loss to the 49ers. Cliff's got to be held accountable. Pretty good offense. Defense can be better. Well, they're not bad. They just need to be better. But this team is doing what they do.
Falcons future's bright. Jaguars future's bright.
T-Law to the Jaguars. Sunshine headed to the Sunshine State.
Yes, sir.
Is Florida the Sunshine State?
Yeah.
Okay. Then
Wait, is it?
That was a good look. I think it's.
I'm 98%
It could be
sure.
California.
I'm 98% sure.
No, it is. It's the Sunshine State. I know it is. Yeah.
When you go to Florida, it got that big old sun on the welcome to Florida.
Yep. Welcome to the Sunshine State. Yep.
All right.
That was a little.
that was terrible.
That was okay. All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning into this episode of the Kid and Kam podcast. Make sure you guys subscribe, man. Also, go check out the Instagram. We post on there. We're active. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Drop a like if you enjoyed. Hit the comments. Be interactive. Let us know what you guys are thinking about what we talked about today. And other than that, this has been Kid and Kam. Kam, say what's up.
What's up?
All right. And we're out. That was bad. All right. We'll see you guys. It's been Kid and Kam. See you later.
I see you.